Chiming in right now, 305-567-0560, and on the YouTube and Twitch, we've got some interesting comments. Of course, you knew this one was coming sooner than later. Chris chimes in. Quinn Ewers is now the number 2 QB on this team, period. Pause for that real quick. I was excited with what Quinn Ewers showed today, but he is not number 2 quarterback right now on this team. Mike McDaniel's come out and said it. We're gonna need the experience of Zach Wilson. And if you look at the numbers were pretty similar for the most part. The eye test, yes, Quinn Ewers did look good. How you doing? I am Dan Day, along with my cousin Vladimir Lewis, all breaking down this preseason game 2 between the Dolphins and the Lions. Let's get to the offensive player of the game, sponsored by Ed Moore Sawgrass Automall. Vlad, who is your offensive player of the game?
Everybody's favorite player right now, Quinn Ewers.
Quinn Ewers
led 2 drives, man. Led a drive to open the second half and led the drive to win the game.
And also, he has looked really good on the move. I like his mobility and how well he throws on the move.
Yeah, he looked so much better than he did last week.
Yeah, he's really
against Chicago. He made the simple plays. He did move very well out of the pocket, throwing the ball, getting the balls in the receiver's hands. There was a drop that the receiver had. That was a dangerous pass.
That was a dime. But
it was a dime though. But it was a dangerous pass because if he's throwing it, going the opposite is he's going to his left. He's throwing it on the run, and that passes like that can be a little bit high and get overthrown.
Well, you had to get it over the linebackers,
or it can get deflected and then get intercepted. So, but he put the ball right in the receiver's hands, and the receiver was thinking about getting hit more so than catching the ball. But other than that, he led 2 great drives. 3 scoring drives if you look at it.
Right,
field goal, but 2 touchdowns, and he had a great connection with the receiver. Yeah, I'm going to give it to Quinn Ewers.
He and Theo Weiss Jr. seem to be kind of locked in. Of course, they probably practice with each other all week long. But Quinn
6
Ewers,
receptions for 80 yards, yeah, for Theo Weiss. I mean, you could have. He might have gotten a bronze. He might have gotten a bronze medal if you think about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going with Quinn.
11 for 17, 116 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions.
123 QBR.
And then Zach Wilson, actually, statistically, he's right up there with 15 for 23, 151 yards, and 1 touchdown, no interceptions. My offensive player of the game, sponsored by Edmore Sawgrass Automall. Vlad, I'm hoping this is a tradition that we keep all year long. I'm going to give it because I'm very excited about this guy and what I've seen so far from him. Ollie Gordon II. Went in there. He was rough. He was tough. He's physical. He's got all the skill in the world. He was 10 carries for 50 yards as a 5 average. He also caught a pass out the backfield. And remember, he had that smart play on the kickoff where he got his feet out of bounds to advance the ball to the 40-yard line. He looks like someone that could be chasing down Jalen Wright for that second running back position.
I don't think he's chasing. I think he's past him.
You think he's past him?
Yeah. What did Jalen Wright do last season?
Jalen Wright, well, today he did.
What did he do last season?
Absolutely nothing.
So what's he doing right now in training camp?
I'll tell you today, I know he did 4 for 4.
Oh, you got 4 for
4 yards.
Oh, they gave him a yard because I got 4 for 3.
Whew. It did not look exactly explosive. Now, once again, maybe the line wasn't blocking that well. Nonetheless,
well, guess what? Ollie Gordon was playing with the second and third stringers and that's drafted free agents. And he got a 19-yard run,
and he was making some big
even
runs.
Aaron Shampkin, is that his name? Yeah, Shampklin. He got 2 carries for 32 yards with a run. He had 28 yards.
He had a big run. Yeah, he had a big
26 yards. So yeah, I mean, look,
I'm excited about Ollie Gordon II.
I will say this: if you're the fan base, after hearing all the talk this week about in the last 2 weeks about how the joint practices were with Chicago and Detroit respectively, and how they were being out physical, being manhandled, and then when you see the actual games, what happened last Saturday? I mean, I'm sorry, last Sunday.
They went out there.
They went out there and competed against the Bears, and it was a 24 game, I believe.
Yep, that was it.
And then you heard about what happened on Thursday. I'm sorry, on Wednesday, how they got really abused. The secondary got abused. Tua was having problems. The O-line was getting manhandled. And today, they went on the field.
They fought.
And they competed. So I think one thing I will say about these players so far, I think they're taking it personal. They're taking a pride, some sort of pride of not allowing the BS of last season to fester this season and to hold themselves accountable when they're getting their ass kicked
I
and,
look at it this,
and outplayed.
they saw the BS that happened last year, and they're not hoping to let it happen again. They're sitting there, not a repeat of last year. They're being tougher, they're being stronger, and they're being tougher in the trenches. You got to like that. Which now brings us to our player of the game, sponsored by JM Lexus. JM Lexus has the best team in the business, a 4.8 Google rating with over 22,000 reviews and counting. JM Lexus, West Sample Road, Moorgate. Vlad, your player of the game.
Player of the game.
A lot of different ways you can go with this one. I'm excited to hear it.
You know what's crazy? I gave Quinn Ewers, right? Did I give Quinn Ewers?
You get offensive player of the game.
I'm going to give player of the game. I got to give it to Robinson, man. He made the play.
Ethan Robinson
made the play. He made the interception. That was the game-winning interception in the preseason game. I know it's a preseason game, but those players, that means a lot for them. That's a play, low-key, that can either make this Dolphin team, or this film will be shown to all the 31 other teams across the league, and they might say, hey, I've been looking at this Robinson kid. The scouts always have their reports so that they could, if something happens to a player and another team gets hurt or whatever, they might pick up Robinson for that play. And because of that play right there. So I will give him the player of the game because he made the play to seal the game.
Once again, that's a much maligned secondary with Kader Kohu going out, and you've had all types of issues at secondary. That's very questionable for this team. He goes out there. Ethan Robinson makes the plays. Cam Smith did get in the game, and I'll say this about Cam Smith. We've been extremely critical of Cam Smith. He was out there making plays. He was running guys down. He was getting in the tackles. So Cam Smith, at least as bad as it sounds for a second-round pick and the guy who should be starting, coming in the fourth quarter, basically, making some plays, doing some things. So, yeah, the secondary, they're going to rely a lot on that front seven. That front seven looks like they're going to be up to the task. I'll be honest with you. It looks like Anthony Weaver has got those guys moving in the right direction. That now brings me to my player of the game, sponsored by JM Lexus. I am going to go with a guy that I'm really high on, and I know it's early. First-round pick, Kenneth Grant. From the very get-go, the first series, he was making a difference. Seems like he does the unsexy stuff, but he also shows flashes and rushes the quarterback, stops runs, does a lot of things, takes up space. Seems like he's a guy, and they're already saying a lot of the guys are giving him a lot of props on this team. He was my player of the game because I got stoked up just seeing him do what he's supposed to do. One of our draft picks, early draft picks, doing big things. Maybe we hit on this guy. I'm hoping we hit on this guy. I expect him to be a week one starter. I don't even need to see any more in the preseason, to be honest with you. They might play him a little bit next week, but he seems like this stage is definitely not too big for him yet. And like I said, you might not get the gaudy, crazy numbers from him because he's a space filler. He's a run stopper, but he seems like he is more than equipped to be that first round pick, that 13th overall pick that we made him this year. I'm really excited about that. Front seven's good.
I'm just saying, him and Zach, I really just feel like he's going to learn a lot playing alongside Zach. And
I can't wait to see those two together.
Now, what he's doing right now, and we've been a lot of the reports that you see, you hear from camp, is that he's just moving guys just around. Like he's just bulldozing these guys. He's just showing how physical and how aggressive and how strong he is, and that's what you need to stop the run. And when you're going into hopefully in December, January, if you're in a position to get into the postseason, you got to win those games late in December and January in the cold. You have a guy that's been there, played in Michigan, so knows about these type of games and is able to, set forth a stance against the line. And he's physical, bro. I would say this. It's good for them that they're coming back home after these last.
It's been an 11-day road trip.
11 days. So we'll just say almost nearly a 2-week road trip. And all they've heard from everyone is just they're soft.
They got beat up.
They can be easily manhandled, all of that. And they're coming back with 2 good outings, if you really think about it.
And a lot of good things that, things to feel good about, too.
Yeah, right. I do want to see how the ones do look. Because what you're seeing right now is, okay, in case something happens to the ones,
what do we have?
And right. I think you're seeing, okay, you got Ollie Gordon in case Devon Achane gets hurt. We don't know who the wide receiver 3 is going to be, but
I like Taj Washington.
But you've seen a good battle for it.
Yeah, D. Eskridge, you can't argue with that. Great day today. I like him.
So guys are making plays. Guys are putting the film out there for coaches to have a tough decision to
And
make.
that's another thing I like about this too, Vlad. We always talk about, we don't just worry about the game itself and this and this. I worry about the overall feel. I feel as though the guys, of course, in the second and third string that mostly played today, they took a step up today from last week. They played a little more experience, a little calmer. That's what you want to see, advancement. You want to see progression. And this team looks like this week, at least the second and third string, that they progressed. Even Zach Wilson looked more poised in the pocket, whether you liked his game today or not. So I give this team credit for it. Week one, they were the tough physical team that we wanted them to be. This week, they progressed. And if you have those two things going, that's a good feel. And that's why now we have to get to one more thing. The drive of the game, sponsored by Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Get offers on select models now through September 2nd. Learn more at Lexus.com. I'm going to go with that opening drive of the third quarter with Quinn Ewers. Then he throws that little post pass out there to Theo Weiss Jr. The guy's got to get good connection. They take the 14-14 tie with about 10:36 left in the third quarter. I thought that was a good drive, and I thought that really kind of got Quinn Ewers settled in and going.
I'm actually going to go the second touchdown pass he threw to Wise. That was a great drive.
Once again, on the move. And he just fired it right into the guy, and he was right there in the middle of the end zone. He caught it. I even like the drive for the field goal. That could have been a touchdown drive. Yeah.
It's like he made the plays, and the running the other skill position players were making plays as well. This second half is great film to watch for these young men.
Yep. So overall rushing yards, 97 yards for the Dolphins to 104 for the Lions. Passing yards,
it's really 100. They had to go back 3 yards because of the when you take the kneel down.
Good. And
I'm going to go 100.
We had over 100 total yards.
Yeah.
We had 396. They had 274. So the Dolphins.
Their second string and third string and undrafted free agents nearly had 400 yards of total offense. And in the NFL, if the ones had nearly 400 yards of total offense, that's a great day.
And didn't hear a thing about Storm Duck, meaning he didn't get burned. They didn't even really throw in his direction. So Storm Duck hopefully taking advancement. Everyone kind of progressed today for the Dolphins. So you're feeling good about that, at least right now against the Lions week 2. What will they do in week 3? Next week against the Jacksonville